Hello, welcome back. We are doing a full body workout. It is going to have some triceps, some shoulders, and some hamstrings in here. We need a light pair of dumbbells. I've got 5s kicking around here. You could go heavier, like 3s, 5s, 8s are probably going to be your family for the shoulder stuff, the tricep stuff. If you wanted to go heavier on the hamstring stuff, you absolutely could, but the moves are like pretty complex. It might be, some stuff might be new for some of you. So you might want to stick with something a little bit lighter, like not your max hamstring stuff. It's not like just straight up deadlifts. So let's pick a weight, maybe have a couple options for you, and let's get nice and warm. We're going to do a super quick warm up, and then we're going to get into it. So let's start with some arm circles, arms all the way back. Nice big circles back, keeping the arms nice and straight. We'll stretch those shoulders out, get things nice and warm. And then give me some open and hugs, chest and back. Get a big stretch. Squeeze in a few more. And then give me 2 pulses overhead and 1 pulse down. I'm just trying to pull those arms back, keeping the shoulders down away from the ears. 1 more time, and then give me some side bends and twists. So a side bend each way, nice big oblique stretch, and then a twist each way. And then repeat. Oh, I got a free back crack. And from this one, let's hold a bottom squat and let's rock into our hamstring stretch. So straighten the legs, stretch out the hamstrings, then rock back to your squat, then back to your hamstrings, then back to your squat, then back to your hamstrings. And one more time, let's go back to the squat, and then let's just stand up and down, and we will go into squats. A few more. And let's go hamstrings. We're going to touch our toes with a round, relaxed back, and then we're going to come down with like a flat back, like we're doing a deadlift. So 1, just relaxed as far down and up as you can get. And then 1 where we're kind of sending the hips back intentionally, and just keep going through that combo. And from here, let's do some kick toes. So stand up nice and tall, kick, tap the opposite foot, try to keep the body nice and straight, legs straight. And if you can't quite touch the foot, that's totally fine. As long as you feel the hamstring starting to loosen up, you're good. 1 more each side. And rest. All right. Should be nice and warm, warm enough to get into it. We are going to start with, so we're going to do quads, a set of 4 exercises, 1 move right into the next back to back, all 1 body part. So triceps are just going to get crushed, but we only do it twice with 30 seconds rest in between, and then we switch it to duos to do it 2 more times. So your moves are tricep punch outs. We come into like a bent knee, flat back position. We pull up like we just did a wide row, and we're just going to hold that position as we kick our arms out to the side and then bring it back. Elbows stay high the whole time. That's your first move, tricep punch up out. Second move, turned out curls. Palms are forward. We keep the elbows tight. We curl it up and down. At the bottom, you get straight behind the body, and you can see like my triceps popping there. That's because I'm all the way straight and stretched the back, so I get that tricep burn. So turned out curls are 2, 3. Overhead tricep extensions, bend and straighten, palms in. Last move, tricep kickbacks, but we do 3 pulses and a 3-second hold, okay? So all 4 moves back to back tricep punch outs in 3, 2, 1. So find that position, out to the side and back. So try to keep the elbows nice and high and really squeeze the triceps to punch out to the side. So find the muscle connection. Don't let this work go to your neck or your traps. Don't lift with the back. Really just freeze the arms, and all you're doing is straightening them out. 3, 2, 1, stand it up, palms forward, start and end by your butt. We're doing our turned out curls. So elbows stay really tight to the body, and literally I'm taking the dumbbells behind me. I'm tapping kind of my butt with the dumbbells at the bottom of the move as my arms get straight, and that's the part where we can feel the triceps. 8 more seconds, then we go overhead tricep extensions. In 5, 3, 2, 1. So take them all the way up overhead, bend and straighten. So elbows are pointing forward, elbows are nice and tight. Don't let them flare out to the side. And we're just coming back far enough that you can feel that tricep burn, that stretch, and then we squeeze them to lift them back up. Keep the core super tight if you're struggling. Sometimes a staggered stance can help, or a wider stance and get low, or you can use one dumbbell. In 3, 2, 1, tricep kickbacks, 3 pulses, and a 3-second hold. Then we come in and we do it again. So pulse, 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 hold, hold, hold. We're trying to get higher, higher, higher. Then we're just holding it there, holding it there, holding it there. Keep the core nice and strong. You're so close. 10 more seconds, then we get a big rest. 3 pulses and a 3-second hold. You have 3, 2, 1, and rest. So leave those weights, relax those arms. You have 30 seconds, and then we have to do it again exactly like that. So 4 moves back to back, but the good news is this is the last time that you do all 4 back to back. 15 seconds. Ooh, that should burn. If that's not tough to do 4 exercises back to back, hitting the same muscle group, if you're not like dying at the end of each move, up that weight. And 3, 2, 1, pull it in. We got tricep punch outs. Squeeze, squeeze. There's construction happening at my neighbor's house. So I hope that you guys are not hearing all the rumblings. The recording is on my Mac, and it's usually pretty good at kind of drowning out the rest of the noise. 5 seconds, then turned out curls in 3, 2, 1, stand it up, turn it out. I purposely paired these moves so that we're in a hinged position and then we're standing, so that we're not in that hinged position the whole time. There will be some moves when we're doing hamstring stuff where we're kind of bending over a lot. So we just want to be really mindful of our back. 10 seconds, palms are forward. We're going all the way up to the shoulder, all the way down to straight. 5 seconds, then overhead tricep extensions in 3, 2, 1. Take them up, bend and straighten. Now right away, check that form. Core is in, so the back is supported. Elbows are forward. We don't want them to flare way out here. We want to keep it tight. That's where you're going to feel those triceps. And if you're struggling, you could always drop it down to 1 dumbbell, hold both sides, and do the same thing. If you're feeling like a lot of cracking or tension in the elbows, drop the weight, kickbacks, 3 pulses, 3-second hold. Yeah, sometimes on overhead tricep extensions, people feel, get some cracks in the elbow, like you can hear like a little pop every time you do it. And the pop itself is not concerning. Now, if you're getting like that crack, that pop every time and you're getting pain, or if you're just getting pain, then we want to shorten the range of motion. We want to drop the weights, or we want to take a rest or modify the exercise or switch it to something completely different. We don't want to continue through that sort of uncomfortable pain. 3, 2, 1, and rest. Okay, good news is no more quad for the triceps. Now we're doing duos. We're doing a superset. So 2 moves back to back. So those same 4 moves just split up in sets of 2. So in 18 seconds, we do tricep punch outs right into our turned out curls. And then we rest before we go into the overhead tricep extensions and the tricep kickbacks. So if you have not guessed it by now, this workout is very strength focused. The last workout, if you did that one first, or if you still have that one to go, 3, 2, 1 punch outs, is very cardio focused. So I'm trying to give you like 1 real sweaty one more endurance focused, more cardiovascular, and 1 more strength based, 1 more of a build, like a build workout and a shred workout. 5 seconds, then turned out curls in 3, 2, 1, stand it up, turned out curls. And I don't want you to think if you're lifting weights, lifting heavy weights some of these days, I know these are kind of lighter weights, but we do have some days where we lift heavy, or if we're doing a lot of strength training stuff, I want you to think, oh, I'm gonna get so big. It takes a lot to get big, okay? You have to work really hard and be very intentional about getting big. And a lot of women's bodies aren't naturally made. We don't have that kind of testosterone rest to get big. So if you're a woman, you're worried about lifting, don't. Stop the worry right now. You just keep hustling. I promise you it's not gonna happen unless you really, really, really wanna work hard at it and you wanna lift like crazy heavy and focus all on strength building. You're doing like sets of like 2 deadlifts and then resting for 2 minutes and then doing more. It's a very focused way to get big. Overhead tricep extensions in 5, 3, 2, 1. Let's do it. So now we have our next duo. Muscle is a good thing. It looks awesome and it's good to be strong. But the more muscle you have, the more calories your body burns at rest, the harder your body works for you, just the more functional your body is. In 3, 2, 1, tricep kickbacks, 3 pulses, and a 3-second hold. So we're trying to get nice and high, and we want to feel those triceps. So find that spot where you can feel it and stay there. Work through it. So close. We got 15 seconds and we rest. We do this one more time and then we're done with the triceps. 3 pulses and a 3-second hold. 5 more seconds. You got it all the way until the end. In 3, 2, 1, and rest. Okay, so one more time with those same 4 moves, split up into duos, and then we're moving on from the triceps, okay? So we got triceps, we got hamstrings, and we got shoulders today. 1 out of 3 is done very soon. Take a deep breath, shake it out, stretch those triceps, whatever you need, because in 10 seconds, punch outs right into your turned out curls. Last set, best set, okay? 5 seconds, here we go. Perfect form. 3, 2, 1, pull it in, kick it out. So squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Those elbows are locked. All we're doing is straightening the arms, squeezing the triceps to get that height. Remember, we're not using the back. We're not using the shoulders. We're not feeling tension in the neck. Where are we feeling that tension? In those triceps where we want it. 7 seconds, then we do turned out curls in 5, 3, 2, 1. Stand it up, palms forward, keep those elbows tight. Crushing it. Now give me that squeeze, give me that tricep pop at the bottom. Flex if you've got a mirror. Check it out. Can you see that tricep pop at the bottom when you straighten those arms? 10 seconds. Mirrors are great feedback for form, for seeing that the muscle we want to work is working. 5 seconds, then you get to rest. Let's work for that rest. 3, 2, 1, and rest. Next up, we have the overhead tricep extensions right into the tricep kickbacks with the 3 pulses and the 3-second hold. Whew, finishing up these triceps. I love a good tricep workout. Anyone who's taken my classes, you know, I love to work the triceps. It's my favorite little tricep pop. Love it. 10 seconds. It's a small muscle group. So this is a tough one. This is why we're hitting it first, so that we're not already tired from all the other work. Here we go. In 3, 2, 1. Pick them up. So palms are facing in. We're holding both dumbbells unless you're modifying to hold one dumbbell. Elbows are staying tight, staying pointing forward mostly. Bending and straightening, finding that spot where we can feel that burn. Core is tight, low back is supported by that strong core. 5 seconds, then our kickbacks. 3, 2, 1, let's go. We got 3 pulses. Pulse, 2, 3, and a 3-second hold. Try to get those arms higher, 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 then hold it, hold it, hold it. Keep them close to your body. Feel the triceps working. They're what's lifting that weight. We only have 15 seconds left and we get a big rest and we get a whole new section of moves, a whole new body part to work. 10 more seconds, you got this. 3 pulses and a 3-second hold. In 3, 2, 1, and rest. Okay, we are moving on to hamstrings. We're gonna feel some other things in these, but mostly targeting the hamstrings. First one is your most complicated. So if this feels like, holy crap, what are you doing, Keely? It's okay. If this is the first time you're seeing us, it should feel like that. So we're gonna do a yoga lunge. Big step back, holding both dumbbells here, okay? If you can get them all the way to the floor, awesome. Front knee is bent, back leg is straight. I'm gonna straighten the front leg. I'm gonna pop up on the heel if I can. If not, that's okay. Just straighten it as much as you can. Then I rebend, I come up and I drive my back leg. Then I switch to the other side, okay? So it's step back, even if it's like up here, straighten, rebend, and drive. We're alternating sides. Keep saying that throughout the whole exercise. Step back, straighten, rebend, drive. Here we go. In 5, 3, 2, 1. Big step back, straighten, rebend, drive. Switch sides. Big step back, straighten, rebend, and drive. So the back leg stays straight, front knee is bent, then it straightens, then it bends, then we drive the back knee up, switch sides. Big step back, straighten, rebend, and drive. If I wasn't quite as flexible, it might look more like this. And that's totally cool. As long as you feel a stretch in your hamstring, that's what we want. We want to feel the burn in the glute and that stretch in the hamstring. 7 seconds, then we're going to go into a death march. No rest. 3, 2, 1. Stagger one foot in front of the other. Hinge, feel that. Then come on up, switch legs. So one foot is slightly in front of the other, gentle bend in the knees. Send the hips back, come down to like shin or ankle, and then come up. Switching legs every rep. We just have a little staggered stance like this, and then we switch. Like a deadlift, but I'm switching my feet, like I'm sending my hips back, coming down with a flat back, head in line with the spine, the same way I would with a deadlift. It's just that my feet are more narrow and they're staggering one foot in front of the next. 7 seconds, then we're gonna go into a super wide stance with the toes slightly turned out for a sumo deadlift. In 3, 2, 1. Nice and wide, toes slightly turned out, knees gentle bend. Give me a deadlift here, then straighten it back up. Okay, so wide, hinge, and stand. So I'm in a nice wide stance. I have my feet slightly turned out, so I'm feeling like more glutes and hamstrings than just the hamstrings. And it's a little bit more challenging with this wide stance and this slight turnout. I don't have as much balance, so my whole body has to work with me. 12 more seconds, we only have one more move, and you know all 4. Hinge and stand, so it's a deadlift, sort of like a stiff leg deadlift with a different stance in the legs. 3, 2, 1, come into shoulder height, dumbbells over the shoulders. Good mornings, we're just gonna send the butt back, hinge over, and stand up, that's it. So we send the butt back, we hinge over, and we stand up. I'm just coming down, the nice flat back, like I wanna look at the floor, check out my shoes, and then squeeze the glutes to stand it back up. Now keep the core nice and strong. Focus on sending the butt back. That's how we draw. We're not rounding the back. We're not arching the back. We don't want to get tension there. 15 more seconds. Then your first set of 4 is done. 10 seconds to go. Send that butt back. Hinge and stand. Feeling the hamstrings, feeling the glutes. 3, 2, 1, and rest. Okay, so you know all 4 moves. We have our alternating yoga lunges. Our crazy ones with the step back, straighten, rebend, and drive. We have our death march with the stagger, and we just come down like we're gonna touch that front foot. We have our sumo deadlifts, our wide stance, and then we have our good mornings where we just bend over and stand up. We still have 12 seconds, back to the alternating yoga lunges. Last time for the 4. Here we go, in 5, 3, 2, 1. Big step back, straighten, rebend, and drive. Take your time here, alternating legs. Big step back, straighten, feel that stretch. Rebend, drive through the front foot to take that back knee up, and that's where we feel the glutes. So say your little mantra. If you're struggling to remember this move, say big step back, straighten, rebend, drive. Say it the whole way through so you know what's happening. Should feel an awesome glute burn and hamstring burn, getting a good stretch at the bottom, whatever that means for you. If that means you're all the way down to the floor, awesome. If you're a little higher up, awesome. In 3, 2, 1, death march. Stagger that stance, hinge, and stand. So I'm just putting one foot in front of the other. It's like my heel and my toe are kind of lined up. That's where that stagger is. It's not huge, just little. And I'm coming down like I'm gonna touch my foot, but we're not coming down quite that far, just enough that you can feel the glute, feel the hamstring, and then you're gonna come back up. And we know our form. We're sending the hips back. Our head is in line with the spine. We are feeling it in our glutes and our quads. Our core is engaged to help that back. 10 seconds, then we go wide for our sumo deadlift. In 5, 3, 2, 1. Let's go nice and wide, toes slightly turned out, send the butt back, gentle bend in the knees, squeeze the glutes to come up. We don't need to go down super far. We just want to go to like mid shin, the ankles, or if you're up at like the knee, that's totally cool too. It's your range of motion, okay? Depends on your flexibility, how comfortable you are, how many times you've done this move. 20 seconds, then we narrow that stance to shoulder width. And we take the dumbbells up to our shoulders for our good mornings. 10 seconds, find that mind-muscle connection. Think about what you're working. Let's use it. In 7, in 5, 3, 2, 1. Narrow that stance a little bit. Send the butt back. Squeeze the glutes. So we're just coming down until you can feel that hamstring stretch. And then we're squeezing to come back up. So I'm not going down super far, just coming down, feeling the stretch, and then coming on back up. Good news is we only have 25 more seconds. Then we get to rest and we move it into duos. So the hardest part, the set of 4, is done for the hamstrings and the glutes. We still have quite a bit of glutes in this hamstring work. If you're feeling any tension in that back, I want you to embrace that core, flex, flatten out that back, keep that head in line. 3, 2, 1, and rest. 1 more or 2 more times, but this time in duo. So we have the yoga lunges paired with the death march. Then we rest before we go into the sumo deadlifts and the good mornings. You still have 20 seconds, so stretch it out. If you're feeling some tension in that back, give yourself some side bends, roll it a little bit forward. Move that back. 10 seconds. This is our big step back, straighten, rebend, and drive. Both weights, 5 seconds. In 3, 2, 1. Big step back, straighten, rebend, and drive. Then switch sides. Big step back, straighten, rebend, and drive. Keep going. If you can't go to the floor, just go down as low as you can. Just straighten as much as you can, rebend, and drive. So you can really tailor this move to your range of motion, your comfort. I like to set my weights all the way down on the floor so I can focus on that rock back to that straight leg. I can feel that stretch before I move on to the next section. 10 more seconds, then we're going right into alternating death march. Then we get to rest. 5, 3, 2, 1. Stagger that stance. So my feet are about shoulder width apart, and I'm just stepping one foot slightly in front of the other, sending the butt back, coming down like I'm gonna tie that shoe. Breathe through it. We don't wanna hold on to that breath. Let it go. Doing awesome. You are gonna feel so good after this one. Maybe not so good tomorrow, when like we can feel all our muscles, but sometimes that's a good feeling, right? We know we worked hard, we know exactly what we worked. 10 seconds, and the more we exercise, the more our body gets used to it, the harder it is to get sore. So it's kind of a treat sometimes. 3, 2, 1, and rest. Next up, we have our sumo deadlift right into our good mornings. And you still have a nice big rest because we're doing strength focused work. There's lots of hinging in this section. We have a nice big rest in the middle so we can really give that back a break. We can give those hamstrings and glutes a break, catch our breath, and recover so we can lift. This is a good chance to check in. Do you need a heavier weight? Are you feeling it okay? Do you need to lighten the weight? Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Nice and wide, toes turned out. Gentle bend in the knees, send the butt back, then squeeze the glutes to come up. We are slow and intentional with these strength movements. We're not rushing through it. You're feeling every inch. You want to breathe continuously through these motions, and we only have 14 seconds to go. Then we're going to narrow that stance. We're going to put the toes forward, dumbbells at our shoulders, because we're going into our good mornings in 7, in 5, in 3, 2, 1. Let's switch it to good mornings. So very similar motion here on a lot of these hamstring moves with sending the hips backwards, coming down until we load those hamstrings, until we feel that stretch, making sure our back is nice and neutral, our head's in line with our spine, and then squeezing our glutes, squeezing our butt cheeks together to come back up. We are flying. You've got 22 seconds. Doing awesome. 15 seconds to go, then you get 30 seconds of rest. Check in on that form. In the last 10 seconds. Finish strong. 5, 3, 2, 1, and rest. 30 seconds, we gotta do that one more time. Then we're done with these moves. We're moving on to a new section, a new body part. So whatever we have left in those legs, let's use it. We have some nice long rests in this workout, so don't be shy to grab a drink, to stretch, to breathe, whatever you gotta do, wipe your sweat. Yoga lunges in 5, 3, 2, 1. Big step back, straighten, rebend, drive, switch legs. Same thing on the other side. Keep saying it to yourself. Step back, straighten, rebend, drive. As you rebend, make sure it's only that front leg that's bending, and make sure we're putting the weight onto that front leg to drive that back leg up. That way we get those glutes. Want to feel it all. 15 seconds, then we're going into our death march. 10 more seconds. Keep pushing yourself all the way until that last second. In 5, 3, 2, 1. Let's stagger that stance. Hinge at the hips. Now we know a lot of moves with a lot of hinging. So that is tough on the hips. That is tough on the back. So I want you to check in on your form throughout these whole 4 moves, all 4 of them. If you're feeling any tension in that back or the hips that doesn't feel good, we're not feeling it in the hamstrings and the glutes the way we want to, but I want you to adjust, whether that means shortening the range of motion, checking in and adjusting that form, lightening that weight. 5 seconds, 3, 2, 1, and rest. 30 seconds, we got sumo deadlifts, and we got good mornings. Then this section is done. If that back is bothering you, like if you're carrying a lot of extra weight in front, then stretch it out. Some side bends are good. Some kind of rounding that back, leaning forward can feel good. 10 seconds, we're gonna go nice and wide stance, and the toes are just slightly turned out, not crazy, just a little bit in the top corners of the room. 3, 2, 1. Gentle bend in the knees. Sometimes it can be as simple as just not going as far down. Like sometimes our goal is like, let's get down there, let's touch that floor. And it's like, no, the goal is actually to send the hips back as far as you can. That will drop you for sure. But we don't need to come down and touch the floor. That can often have us rounding the back or overextending ourselves a little bit. We don't want to pull a hammy. We want to work the hammies. 15 seconds, then our good mornings. 10 more seconds. 5 more seconds. In 3, 2, 1. Let's get that stance a little more narrow. Dumbbells over the shoulders. We kind of want the weight of the dumbbells to be more on our back than forward. We don't want the dumbbells to be pulling us forward. We want them to just be adding a little bit of weight, a little challenge to the body. 25 seconds. Then these moves are done. We get a nice big rest. We get 4 brand new moves, and those moves are all about the shoulders. Our shoulders have just been chilling. They're ready to work. The good news is the majority of your work in this workout is done. You've been working for almost 26 minutes. Less than 11 minutes to go, including rest. 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1, and rest. Okay, 1 minute. First move, while you're chilling, you just rest, recover. I'm gonna walk you through the moves. V raise. Palms are gonna face in towards each other. We're gonna lift up like we're doing a forward raise, but we're actually gonna go to a V where each palm or each fist is like facing the corner of the room. So V raise is your first move, just up and down. Second move, L raise. We come up into an L shape, we shift it to the other side, then we get to come down and we reverse it. L raise, shift, and down. Third move, standing chest flies. We're here, making a little goal post. We close them, we open them, close them, open it. Last move, tension overhead presses. So instead of like starting at the bottom range of motion, we're gonna keep the tension there and we're just gonna come down and up like the top half of that move. So we got 10 seconds, then V raises. So these are our 4 moves back to back. This is gonna be killer, but it's only 2 rounds. 5 seconds. In 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Up to shoulder height and down. Watch that the body isn't leaning back, that we're not swinging those weights. We want to lift them up with our muscle, no momentum. We want to keep the core strong, keep the body straight up and down. Just those arms are moving. If we are struggling, we can always get wider, get lower. That will help us feel nice and strong and steady. Breathe through it. 10 more seconds. Then we're going to go into those L raise shifts. In 5, 3, 2, 1. Give me an L raise, one forward, one side. Shift it to the other side, then drop it. Now we just reverse it. L, shift, drop. So keep switching. L, shift, drop. Keep that core strong. The same things that we were thinking about on that first move, we're still thinking about. L, shift, drop. Feeling the shoulders like crazy. You can have a gentle bend in the elbows. Whatever's comfy for you. You've got 8 more seconds. Then we're doing our standing chest flies. In 5, 3, 2, 1. Take it up. Goal post. Close. Open. Close. Open. Close. Open. Try to keep the elbows nice and high. Keep the body nice and still. So we're not like leaning or moving anywhere when we do that. 5 seconds. Then our tension overhead press. In 3, 2, 1. Press it up, just down to that goal post. Press it up, down to that goal post. We don't want to come all the way down here. We want to stay up nice and high. Almost there, you got it. Breathe through it. 10, 7, 5, 3, 2, 1. Rest. I told you that was going to be killer. If that did not feel killer for you, if you are not like, oh my God, shaking it out, dropping those weights so fast, we need to up that weight because that should have been toasty. So we got to do that one more time, all 4 exercises back to back, but then we get to split it up into duos. And this is your last section, your last chunk of moves. Okay, we just got to work the shoulders, then we're stretching. So we're at the top of the hill. We bike all the way up here. We just got to coast to the bottom. In 3, 2, 1. Let me see those V raises. So the palms are facing in. I'm going to show you from the side. So as I lift up, I'm keeping the body totally still. Sometimes what happens is we do this. We lean to try to lift that weight with our whole body. Or we swing where we're not actually doing the work with our shoulders. We're just letting momentum and cardio take over. 10 more seconds, slow and steady wins the race. We want to feel it all the way up and all the way down. In 5 seconds, L raise shifts. 3, 2, 1. L, shift, then down. Now stay in this position so we can lift the other way, switch it back. So what I see a lot, keep going, is people going like this. L, shift down, L, shift down, like they just keep going the same way, but you gotta reverse it in your mind. So you have L, shift down, and then L, shift it back. Almost there. 12 seconds, up to shoulder height. In 7 seconds, we're doing our standing chest flies. In 3, 2, 1. Give me that goal post. Close and open. Keep going. My phone, our timer, it's telling me I have low battery. Hopefully it can make it through for another 6 minutes. Plus our stretch. 7 seconds. Then our tension overhead press. In 5, 3, 2, 1. Keep it here. Press it up and down. Now we're not letting those elbows drop, right? We want to feel those shoulders every single second of this move, even at the bottom. 10 seconds. Come on. You're doing awesome. We're too close to quit. Don't drop those weights. In 5, 3, 2, 1. Rest. Good job. We did our quad. Now we got to do our duos, our superset. So we just have the V raise into the L raise. Then we get to rest before the chest flies and the overhead press. I know you're probably like, could we rest between the chest flies and the overhead press? Because that sucks. I agree. But we're not going to do that. We're going to do those moves as duos, but we only have a little over 5 minutes. Then your workout is done. Can you believe that? That feels like it flew. V-raise. Here we go. 5 seconds. Second last set. You got it. 3, 2, 1. V-raise and down. You have options, okay? If those shoulders are done, if they're like form is suffering, we're leaning, we're swinging, we can't get it up to shoulder height, whatever, and you don't have anything lighter to drop it down to, you're gonna go body weight. You're just gonna use your arms because your arms weigh something too. Moving those arms is gonna be hard too, especially after all the work you just did. So I want you to keep moving. I don't want you to give up. I don't want you to turn the video off, even if you need to drop that weight, even if you need to drop to body weight. 3, 2, 1, L raise shifts. L, shift, and drop. Remember, the first 2 rounds were the hardest. 4 moves back to back. That is crazy. This is only 2 moves. We get to rest in 23 seconds. You haven't had rest that early in minutes. 18 seconds. The hard part is done. So enjoy these last 2 rounds, finishing off those shoulders. 10 seconds. Don't cheat yourself. 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1, rest. So you can put those weights down, you can shake it out, you can stretch it out, massage those shoulders, whatever you need, because now we have chest flies and we have our tension overhead presses. You still have 18 seconds to relax. Guess what? You're 33 minutes deep, 3.5 minutes to go. 10 seconds left at your rest. 1 deep breath, then we're into those standing chest flies. We gotta make that goalpost in 3, 2, 1. Get them up, keep them up. Let's go. Close them, open them. We're kind of squeezing the chest as we close, but really, we are just crushing those shoulders. Elbows stay high the whole time. You got this. We have 8 seconds, then our tension overhead presses. In 5, almost done. 3, 2, 1. Keep it in that goalpost right into your overhead press. You can't really see the top of my arms, but it looks like this. I think you guys know. You know what an overhead press looks like, even if my wrists and my dumbbells get cut off. 7 seconds, 5 seconds, 3, 2, 1, and rest. So 1 more time, then we're done. We're stretching. Something to watch for as we're super tired on that last move, that overhead press, is a rib flare. So as we're pressing, the upper body sometimes likes to kind of stick the belly out and help, like stick the chest up, stick the ribs out. Keep it tight. Remember, straight up and down, okay? Keep that body still. Let the arms do the thing. 7 seconds, then V-raise. 1 more time. That's all, shoulders. Come on. In 3, 2, 1. Last set, best set. Come on. What do those shoulders have left in them? Anything? Let me see it. All we gotta do is another 2 minutes of work, okay? And that includes 30 seconds of rest in between the duos. We only have 15 seconds left, and V-raise is done. We're never going back to this move again. So get everything you can out of it. In 10 seconds, right into L raise shifts. 5 seconds. In 3, 2, 1, L raise shifts. One side, shift it to the other side, drop it back down, then shift it back. If you're super struggling here, keep going if you're feeling good. If you're struggling, obviously you can drop the weight down if that's not an option, or you just are too fast to want to stick with it. Just get me alternating L raises, 1 forward, 1 side without the shift, okay? Whatever you're doing, I want you to keep moving. If you can keep shifting it from side to side, if you've got that hold left in you, I want to see that. 10 seconds, that's going to give a little, like 2 seconds of extra tension, and our shoulders are going to feel it. 3, 2, 1, and rest. 30 seconds. Finishing with our last duo, standing chest flies, tension overhead press. We still have 22 seconds to relax. Try to get those shoulders to loosen up so they can give us another 40 seconds of work. Whew. All right, 10 seconds, 2 moves. That's it. 5 seconds, here we go. In 3, 2, 1, get up that goal post, come on. Your shoulders are gonna thank me. In 30 seconds, we've got 10 more seconds left at this move, that's it, and we're totally done with it. 1 more move to go, our tension overhead press coming in 5, 3, 2, 1, press it up, back to the goal post. Don't let those elbows drop. And as soon as we get to that overhead press, I want you to try to come back down and press back up. Push it here at the end. This is the last thing we're asking of these shoulders. 7, 5, 3, 2, 1. Rest. Put those weights down. Relax. It's time to stretch. Crushed it. Another one in the books. You should feel so good. That was really tough. Let's start with triceps. We're going to grab that elbow behind the head. Gentle pull, or you can grab with the other hand if that feels comfy. Feel that tricep start to loosen up. In 3, 2, 1. Let's switch sides. Gentle pull. Let the hand angle down or reach around and grab it with the other hand. Wherever you can feel that tricep stretch. If you remember all the way back to the first moves, we did 4 tricep focused moves. So we want to stretch them out. 3, 2, 1. We're going to do hamstrings. So we're just going to hang over, relax, and I want you to release any tension that you're holding in the back, the neck. Just let it go. Dangle over. Stay here, but try to reach one toe off the floor. If that means you have to come up a little bit higher, that's okay. But if you can stay low, stay low. Now you're going to feel even deeper in that one hamstring, and you're going to feel a bit of that calf. Let's drop that toe and let's lift up the other top toe. So the toe is off the floor, the heel is on the floor, both legs are straight. You're either staying down at the floor where you were. I'm just going to shift to the side for the next move. Let's come back into a deep lunge, and we're going to bend that back knee, relax the foot, and push forward a little bit. We're feeling the back quad and hip flexor, leaning into it, and then stay on this side, but straighten this front leg. See if you can pop the toe off the floor, the leg's nice and straight, and bring your body closer to it. So now we get an awesome hamstring stretch on this working leg, a little bit of your IT band, and then rebend, tuck that back toe under. Let's switch sides. So we're into our deep lunge on the other side. We're going to gently bend that back knee, relax the foot, push forward, feel that stretch in the back quad and hip flexor. And then gently straighten this front leg if you can, lift that toe off the floor and pull your body towards it. Get as close as you can to it. Feeling that stretch the same way we did on the other side. In 3, 2, 1. Let's come to all fours, hands and knees. And we're just going to reach one hand under to the opposite side. And I'm going to drop the back of my shoulder right into the floor, letting my back of my hand rest on the floor. So now I can feel the back of my shoulder and my upper back like crazy. And then I'm going to switch, reach under, drop the back of the shoulder right into the floor. Back of my hand is resting on the floor. My head is just resting on the floor. Finding that shoulder stretch. One more deep breath. And then let's come into child's pose. So sit right down onto your feet and let's walk both hands over to one side until you can feel the opposite shoulder. And then walk over to the other side until you can feel the other shoulder. And I'm actively pressing my hands into that floor. And then let's come into the center. Stay there for a minute. Up onto all fours. Let's tuck the toes under, reach through the heels. Feel that stretch all along the back of your legs. Again, releasing any tension in your neck or back. Walk it all together. Roll it all up. We did it. We are done. Another one in the books. Thank you for sweating with me. See you next week.